Hello, my crafty friends. Well, today I have another fun fold card idea I want to share with you. And I have 3 different ways that you can use this fun fold in your card making. Hi, it's Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. Thanks so much for joining me today. In this episode of Stamptastic TV, I have 3 different card ideas I want to share with you, which feature a very simple fun fold card. Now, the cool thing about these cards is that it uses designer paper. So you can use any pattern paper that you have on hand to create this fun fold. So I'm going to show you how to create it, and then I'm going to show you how you can create variations of this card using the exact same measurements. Okay, so this is the card that we are going to create here during this video, and it's basically an accordion style card, and it features the use of one of the pattern papers from the Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper pack. But again, you can use any pattern papers that you have on hand. You will need a 12 by 12 inch sheet of designer paper, but you can actually make 2 of these cards from one 12 by 12 inch piece of paper. All right. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is cut a piece of pattern paper which measures 5 1/4 inches by 11 3/4 inches. So this is the piece we're going to use to create that accordion fold for our fun fold card. So we're going to start by putting that 11 3/4 inch side up at the top of our paper trimmer. And then we're just going to line up the edge of our paper here at 1 3/4 inches. And then we will make a score line. And then we'll move it over to 4 3/4 inches. And make another score line. And then the last score line will be at 7 3/4 inches. So you will have 3 different score lines on your piece of paper. Okay, so now that we have created all of the score lines, we can just go ahead and fold on all of them. So I'm just going to accordion fold this. So I folded it in half. Now I'm folding back onto itself. And then I'm going to take this last score line, this 1 3/4 inch section, and fold it on top of itself so that you get this accordion style fold. And then we'll just burnish these folds. Okay, so now we have our accordion folded section of our designer paper. So we're going to be adhering it to just a piece of cardstock, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. So it's the standard card size. This piece here that we created is a 1/4 inch smaller than the card base. So we'll get a nice little matting around it of this purple. So I'm using Gorgeous Grape for my card base because it coordinates with my designer paper. So we get a nice little purple edging around here. Okay, so that is really all there is to it to create this fun fold. And now you can decorate it any way you want to. So I just cut out a couple of rectangular shapes just using the Radiating Stitches dies. You can use square shapes, circle shapes, whatever you want to use. This one I cut from some Gorgeous Grape cardstock. And all I want to do is just adhere it to this front flap right here. So I'm just going to put some glue on the left side of this piece, and then I'm going to adhere it so that it's kind of center in between these 2 pieces here. But it's only adhered to that flap, that front flap of the card. And then we'll open up our card, and I'll adhere that white piece on the inside. So this, I'm just going to adhere it kind of off to the left a little bit so that it stays underneath this little fold in the card. So this will be the inside, and you can use it for stamping a greeting or a sentiment, or you can use it just for handwriting a message. Okay, so the next thing I did is I just used some of the die cut butterflies that come in the Perennial Lavender suite. There's a variety of different sizes. This one just works really well with this particular card. It's big enough and creates a really nice focal point. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some glue dots to the back of this. And I have found just from playing around with these that the glue dots seem to work really well. It gives you just enough lift or just enough depth and dimension, you know, to raise up the butterfly a little bit so it's not glued flat down. And it's a lot easier to add little glue dots simply by just rolling them like that, and then just adding them in various spots on the butterfly. All right, so now we can go ahead and just add this right to our card front. And I opted not to put a greeting or anything on this card. I just wanted to let the paper and these butterflies just kind of do all the work. And then you can just add some little gems. So I'm using some iridescent foil gems. There are some purple gems that come in this particular suite of products. And that is really it. And look how pretty that is. You open up the card and you just see all the beautiful patterns on this particular paper. Okay, so this is the first way that you can use this fun fold in your card making. So the second way that you can use this fun fold is just to create a Z-fold card. So notice how this one opens up just with 2 sections here, whereas the previous one had 3 sections. So basically all I did is I adhered this section down to here. So when you adhere that down, you end up with a Z-fold style card, which is what I have right here. So instead of having this little 1 3/4 inch flap, I just adhered it flat to this piece, and then I created just a little different variation of this fun fold card. And the third way that you can use this fun fold design is just to create a very simple fun fold. So notice that it's just one simple fold. That's it. So what I did to create this one is I basically took this same design and I adhered this piece down, and then I adhered this piece down. So I adhered all the designer paper down together, and it creates just one fold that you can decorate. And so that's what I have here, just one fold. Okay, so there you go. Now you have 3 different ways you can use this fun fold card design in your card making. And if you enjoyed these card ideas, feel free to download the printable tutorial. You can find the link in the description below this video. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by liking it and sharing it with your friends. And leave me a comment below to let me know what you enjoyed most about the video and the cards shared here today. Have a fun and creative day, my friends. Take care.